What is going on, guys? Panther here, bringing you our APA Season 7 Week 2 battle against Carson and the Arizona DiamondStorm. So if you haven't checked out our last week's video, be sure to check that out before you get any further into this. Don't want to reveal any spoilers or anything like that, so give you a chance. Alright, so we ended up picking up a 5-0 victory over Elite Four Dan and the Chelsea Vagina Fish. I meant the Chelsea Cloisters. Ended up picking up that 5-0 win last week. And yeah, it feels pretty good having this team that I have here. I have a very defensive team with Mega Lucario, so it's really fun to use. That was my goal earlier this season, was to have a lot of fun using this team, and we're going to try to have some fun this week against Carson. So we made some changes. We have dropped Lantern for a Alolan Muck because Mega Mewtwo Y6Os me otherwise. So do have the Alolan Muck here to help me deal with that Mega Mewtwo Y. I did think he was going to bring the Masquerain against me just because he did pick it up this week, so I figured why would he pick it up if he wasn't going to bring it? But I do have a great answer to it in my Zapdos. He has the Superior, which I figured would come because he's beat me with it before. He has an Arcanine, which I figured would come as well, just because the Intimidate factor for my Mega Lucario. Tapu Fini and the Cobalion, I thought were both up in the air, but fair play to bring both of them. The Cobalion really helps out against my Sylveon quite a bit, so that is what it is there. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the battle here. I decided to leave my Zapdos just because it beats every single lead that he has. It beats the Masquerain, it beats the Finny, it beats the Superior, it can beat the Cobalion. It matches up really well here. So I go for the Discharge here. He sets up the Light Screen. Do about half, and we immediately defog to keep those screens off the field just in case he wanted to go out into Mewtwo to try to set up anything. Really didn't feel like I wanted to get into any of that. He makes a good play there, predicting the switch and getting the Will-O-Wisp off on my Landorus. So we have a crippled Landorus, but I'm free to fire off the U-turn with my Scarf Lando here. Do some nice chip to the Superior, and I'm free to go out into my Zapdos, which can almost knock this thing out with the Heat Wave. So we threaten it out. He goes back into what we find out is a specially defensive Arcanine, and it takes 0 basically from that after leftovers damage. With leftovers recovery, I'm sorry. And yeah, we're in a pretty bad spot already. So he makes another good double out into the Mewtwo. He does not know I'm Scarf yet, so he would have picked up a kill here, but my idea was like, this is perfect for me because I'm going to be able to U-turn right on out into my Alolan Muck. I'm going to be able to slaughter this thing. So he makes a very good play here in Will-O-Wisp, predicting my Alolan Muck to come in. It's a beautiful prep on Carson's part, aka Point Blank's part. And then he fires off the Earthquake there with great, amazing tech. So that was really awesome point in Carson for bringing that. But we are able to wear down the Mew quite a bit regardless, or the Mewtwo quite a bit regardless. So we end up basically neutralizing this thing, trading that for a Alolan Muck, which I'm okay with because I can go back out into Landorus and just click U-turn to get some momentum up here. Doesn't matter what he goes. We can still deal with basically anything really well. This gives me the opportunity to go out into my Tyrantrum, which is what's a switch into it. I mean, yeah, this is going to be disgustingly hard. Yeah, so there we go. We hit the head smash. We're able to tie this thing back up at 5-5, and we're back in this thing all of a sudden. So he goes out into the Cobalion, which I'm assuming is Choice Scarf, just by the way he kind of plays it. So he goes for the close combat here. I bring in my my Landorus. He makes a ballsy play and stays in, predicting the U-turn to set up his Stealth Rock. So really good play there on his part. And it reveals to me that he is not Choice Scarf. So I have my Zapdos in against the Arcanine. I go for the Discharge, just fishing for a para, and I do not get it, unfortunately. So I'm forced to make a play here. I go back out into my Landorus, which, can really do anything. He was, I guess, just trying to scout and see what I was going to do because I hadn't revealed my 4th move yet, so he could be predicting Volt Switch. So I predict him to switch out, and I go for the U-turn, actually. He goes for another Will-O-Wisp, predicting me probably to go out into Tyrantrum there. But, we go out into Sylveon because I did not want to risk my Tyrantrum or anything like that. We're defensive Sylveon, so we eat this Flare Blitz, and we're able to set up a Wish here, so we can take whatever he wants to throw at us next turn as well. So I'm free to go for my Calm Mind here with my Sylveon and get up to a nice +1/+1. and my wish comes in. So here, I knew there was a high chance he could go out to the Cobalion. I almost threw off a Moonblast here, but I figured it would be better just to go ahead and set my wish back up, because if he didn't flinch me, I'm going to do a lot anyways next turn to this guy. That is what it is. He does go for the Iron Head, gets the unfortunate flinch, and wish comes in. I really don't want to play this game with him here, to be quite honest with you, so I go out into my Zapdos because I can take this thing on for days. Even if it has Stone Edge, it's not going to be doing a lot to me. So, you know, that is what it is there. That is what it is. So he keeps going for the Iron Head as I go ahead and try to roost up. I guess he's trying to get me in range to where his fourth move will kill me, which I will let stay unnamed for now. But I am able to get my roost off, get back up to nice and full. This Arcanine can't touch me either, so I'm just going to go ahead and defog, go ahead and get these rocks off the field. They annoy my team. I don't really want to get into that, so I'm free just to keep roosting here, to be completely honest. And he'll eventually either have to go for the Morning Sun or kill himself to the Flare Blitz. He goes for the Will-O-Wisp, and unfortunately gets a miss there. So I do hate that, but that's not going to do a whole lot. I go for the Discharge, fishing for a Paralysis again. Do not get it. But he does go for the Will-O-Wisp there and lands that. So I don't think he's going to Willow again. I think he's either going to Morning Sun or he's going to Flare Blitz here. He does end up Flare Blitzing, and you see that does 10% to me, so that's beautiful. And I'm able to, I go for the Earthquake here, predicting the Cobalion actually. I didn't want to risk anything else. We do a lot to the Tapu Fini regardless. It's a risky play here, but I stand and go for the Head Smash. The Earthquake was I had to get really unlucky with the roll, but knowing my luck, I would have gotten the low roll there and lost my Tyrantrum, so I didn't want any part of that, so I just go ahead and knock out the Fini with the Head Smash with my Tyrantrum. Got into my Landers on this thing because I don't really need Landers for much anymore. I do want my Stealth Rocks up, though, so I know I'm going to be able to get them up here because they're going to be here for the duration of the game, forcing him to play very carefully with Arcanine and taking half for Masquerain when it decides to come in. He goes out of the Superior. I go out into my Zapdos because it's going to eat anything that this thing wants to throw at me. Now that I got the Stealth Rocks up on the field, forces him to play a whole lot smarter. He stays in. I predict him actually to go out into the Arcanine again. So I go for the Discharge. Still don't get the para, but we did dodge a Leaf Storm, so all works out there. So as you can see, we really eat this Leaf Storm still regardless. Go for the Heat Wave, and we can knock that thing out there. So I don't think the miss mattered too much. Even if he did knock out my Zapdos, I wouldn't have sacked Zapdos by any means. I would have sacked something else and then went back out into Zapdos to roost up on the Arcanine or the Cobalion. So, you know, that is what it is there. He gets a crit there on the Flare Blitz, but I'm able to roost off the damage next turn, so I'm not too worried about it. He's just going to keep trying to... Nope, he tries to predict the switch and goes for the Will-O-Wisp there. So really fortunate for me. And here I decide to go for game. I could have, I guess, played a little bit better could have played for differential here, but I go out into my Landorus, just sacking it off really to give me a free switch into my Mega Lucario because he no longer has a switch in for it. I still haven't seen an item on Cobalion, so I don't want him to be Choppleberry or anything like that. But I do pick up the close combat kill here because I killed it 100% because I knew his spread at that point. But he goes out to Cobalion. I'm thinking the thing's Choppleberry, so you know I'm not going to risk that. So I just go out to my Zapdos. I don't want to be part of him picking up another kill on my Lucario, so I just go out into Zapdos, eat whatever he wants to throw at me. I'm just able to roost off any type of damage. You know, he can't play the switching around game anymore, so he's kind of stuck in just trying to flinch me down. And as you can see, that's not really going to pay off here at this point. He's -1 defense. If he goes into Masquerain, it's going to die, so it doesn't really matter here at this point because I do have the Heat Wave and the Discharge to hit both of them. And the Heat Wave actually hits the Masquerain too because it's bug. So we end up picking up the kill there on the Cobalion with the Heat Wave. Then he goes out into Masquerain, and I outspeed this thing anyways, I believe. I think I've outspeed it and pick it off there. So I'm guessing it was some type of like Focus Sash set or something like that to get Sticky Webs up. But that is what it is there. So good game to you, Carson. Was a much closer game than the score would lead you to believe. So we are able to pick up 4-0 wins. So we are 2-0 plus 9 now. So next week we play. Wrong league. We play. Let's go ahead and look ahead to it. Ooh, we play Elite Four Tom and the Gyarados Giants. So really excited for that match. Good game to you again though, Carson, and thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.